that I was really hoping would end up coming back was Trevor Keels. To me, that just he
He had the
is.
toughest decision.
He's a right hand dominant kind of bully ball guy who looked like he was going to be a shooter at the start of the year, and by the end of the season was not really a shooter, right? Like he was kind of a guy that put his head down, went to his right hand, and when that was able to work, he was able to go get you a bucket. And when that wasn't able to work, then it was kind of like, okay, what is he doing out there now? If he comes back to school, he adds that left hand, right? He adds that jump shot to his repertoire. He becomes a little bit of a better passer off the bounce. You become a little bit of a more engaged defender, which a lot of sophomores do a year after they get to college. I think that I don't want to say he's different in terms of what he does compared to like a Jaden Ivey kind of a player. But to me, he's the guy that could have come back and made that kind of a leap and been a lottery kind of top 20 level player. Now, at the same time, he's probably going to end up being a top 45 pick. And if you're a top 45 pick, you are very likely to end up getting some kind of guaranteed contract for at least 1 year in the NBA. And if you're not, then you're probably going to end up getting a two-way. And we talked about this on the DTF pod the other day. But if you get a two-way, you're probably, if you have an agent that's any good, you're probably going to end up getting about $450,000 to $480,000 is what the salary is. It's half of the league minimum. Non-guaranteed. It's not guaranteed. But if you have an agent that's worth his salt, then you're more than what one front office guy told me is that if you have a good agent, then you're going to get your 500K, more or less. So it's hard to turn down, man. That's what the to me, Trevor Keels, the floor is probably a two-way.
By the way, for everybody listening, just so you know, subscribe to our newsletter, Field of 68. We put out a newsletter today, first day of this new newsletter. It is going to be ridiculous. Every day from here on out, Monday through Friday, we will have a newsletter, if you subscribe, being delivered to your email early in the morning, and it'll be loaded with everything that you need to know, want to know for college hoops. So if you haven't done that, do that now. All right, winners.
I want to talk about Duke big picture real quick.
Okay,
not just Trevor Keels. Yep. So you lose. Keels is gone. You already lost all the other guys that we knew that those guys were going to be gone. There's no surprise there.
Yeah.
That means that your lineup right now, it looks like it's going to end up being Jeremy Roach, Tariq Whitehead, Mark Mitchell, Filipowski, Derek Lively, more or less, right? And then you have some other pieces.
It'll be Kyle Young. Kyle Young might start this season.
Ryan Young.
I'm sorry, not Kyle Young.
Ryan Young.
Thank you.
But it's basically you have Jeremy Roach, 4 freshmen, and a couple transfers. What do you make of this Duke team?
I worry about John Shire. I do. I worry about him because I just think, they always play a tough schedule early. Well, maybe not tough all around, but they'll play some good games. And I think if you're playing those good games with such a young team against experienced teams, you're a rookie head coach with a bunch of freshmen early in the year, it's a recipe for disaster. So I don't know if that'll happen. I don't know these players well enough and their DNAs. We saw them last year, but it was such a hard summer to evaluate these kids because, again, you had COVID. Filipowski didn't play at the PGM. I saw him at the NEPSAC deal. So, again, I don't know. I have them ranked 12th right now, and I think that's probably fair.
Yeah, they're going to look like they should be like top 30 for probably the first couple months or a couple weeks of the season early on. And then once they kind of get their feet, because you got to remember, it's not just that they're likely going to end up starting 4 freshmen, right? They also have a guy that is effectively a freshman head coach. So there's a lot of new things and a lot of new pieces. They could have used that go-to guy. It would be nice if they could add another one of these guards that's still available in the Porter. You were tweeting a little bit about Courtney Ramey potentially ending up going there. I don't know if he's not on the list. I wish that someone like a Keon Brooks would have considered going to Duke, because I do think that would have been a pretty good fit in terms of what they were kind of looking for. But I don't know. I'm worried about what Duke is going to be, especially early in the season.